My name's Steve Binns. I look after a number of young people's projects in and around the West Midlands designed to divert people from antisocial behaviour or substance misuse. All of our pieces of work have got an aim to sort of benefit people in areas deemed as deprived. We work alongside local authorities and central government to offer services to sort of level the playing field for young people in these areas to those who live in areas that are not deemed. Every piece of work we do is bespoke. If a community needs some dance or arts provision because there's a surplus of young people who are looking to get involved in that sort of stuff, but the provision which is offered locally is too expensive for the people who live there to get involved in, then we would put that on out of those contracts. So in 2005, I began this role as a delivery person. So I was setting up sports and physical activity for young people locally. It was a great piece of work funded out of central government. We put sports on in Friar Park primarily to divert young people from antisocial behaviour, but equally again to level the playing field for other people. So we did predominantly sports such as football and basketball and cricket and rugby, and we utilised the Millennium Centre here and the fields out at the back. And the local authority saw that there was a great uptake and funded us to put more and more activity on. And then that model was then rolled out across other parts of the borough. Positive Futures was disbanded in 2011, 11-12, purely because of government cuts. Sandbar Positive Futures, which we are part of, was picked up by the local authority and funded out of the Police Crime Commissioner's amount of money that he's got. And we've continued that work, but rather than it being blanket provision across the borough, we're now very targeted at picking up on the borough's hotspot areas and most deprived areas and where there's lack of provision and or physical activity. It's a bit of a jump really. I started off working in the motor industry. Having left university, I went off and worked at working with time and motion studies and continuous improvement and that sort of things, and I worked in an industrial setting for a good amount of years. It just got to the point where it was a little bit monotonous. I'd done a lot of things, there wasn't great scope for progression, and I didn't want to be working in a noisy, hot factory every day, and decided to do something else. I looked around, saw a few adverts for bits and bobs here and there, and went to work for Pertemps People Development Group. Not necessarily doing this kind of thing, but more of working in projects and doing administration and that side of things. When I heard about the not-for-profit arm of the business, that was something that I'd really like to get involved in, looking at the social responsibility side of things. Being an avid sports person at the time, I was keen to get involved in the sports and recreation arm of the organisation. So, sort of kept in touch with those guys, and an opportunity arose, and I stepped up to it, and that was in 2005. The person who looked after this project before me had built the project up to a point where they were able to step aside and go and work in the local authority doing more developmental work. And I picked it up, and we'd got some sort of core activities. And as I said, the local authority then bolstered that with further pieces of work, allowing us to stretch our footprint across the borough. A lot of places get a real bad press. People in Sandwell and in Wednesbury, they like a service as long as it meets what they want to do. They pick it up, and they're super interested. And we've taken the guys from round here and all around Wednesbury and other parts of the borough. We've taken them all around the country to different places, and it's because there is it's a place that's not had a great deal of provision, perhaps overlooked because it's not really bad and it's not really good. The guys are really appreciative of the stuff that goes on. So I'd say this was my first project here, and things have changed. I've fought and fought and fought to stay here because it's one of my favourite places.